the forest that knew all secrets. The whispering woods of Eldoria were not just a group of old trees and winding paths. They were alive. The forest remembered everything, every lost coin, every whispered wish, every heartbeat of joy, sorrow, or fear. For many years, the villagers of Oakhaven, who lived at the edge of the forest, spoke of its strange powers in quiet voices. The leaves could carry secrets, the wind could whisper truths, and the glowing moss could shine with knowledge that no human could ever fully understand. Yet, very few dared to go deep inside. Those who did often returned changed, or sometimes they never returned at all. Elara, however, was different. She was an orphan raised by Master Boren, the wise elder of Oakhaven. She had a wild, restless spirit full of curiosity. While others were scared of the woods, Elara felt a strange pull toward it, a quiet voice calling to her from the heart of the forest. Master Boren had warned her many times, his voice creaking like the branches of ancient trees. The woods can give you comfort, child, but their knowledge comes at a price. Some secrets are better left alone. But Elara could not ignore the ache in her heart. Her parents had disappeared one night without a trace, leaving behind only a half-finished amulet and a faint smell of pine and damp earth that sometimes drifted on the wind. She felt deep in her bones that the forest held the answers she was looking for. One crisp autumn morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in soft pink and gold, she made her decision. With a small leather satchel holding a loaf of bread, a water skin, and her mother's unfinished amulet, she quietly left Oakhaven. The familiar path into the forest felt different that day. The air seemed to hum softly, the leaves under her feet making a sharp, echoing crunch, as if the forest itself was alive and aware of her steps. It felt as though something unseen was guiding her deeper into the trees. As she walked, the forest became stranger and stranger. The trees grew taller than she had ever imagined, their branches twisting together to make a thick canopy that let only thin beams of sunlight through. Flowers of bright and unusual colors appeared along the path, glowing softly. The air smelled both sweet and sharp, like flowers mixed with the scent of damp soil and decay. Every few steps, a twig snapped behind her, but when she turned, nothing was there. Shadows moved in the corner of her eyes, vanishing the moment she tried to focus. The silence was heavy, watching her, testing her courage. Elara soon came to a hidden grove. The trees there formed a perfect circle, their trunks gnarled and twisted like old sentinels guarding a secret. In the center stood a giant oak, much larger than any she had ever seen. Its bark was covered in strange symbols that seemed to shift and writhe when she looked at them. The tree itself seemed alive, pulsing softly, sending vibrations through the soles of her boots. She reached out and touched the bark. Immediately, the symbols glowed with a bright inner light. A soft whisper began, like a breeze brushing her ears, but then it grew louder and louder until it sounded like thousands of voices all speaking at once. She could not understand their words, yet somehow she knew the meaning The tree knew everything. Suddenly, images flashed at the edge of her vision. Two figures running through a forest under the moonlight. Her parents. Their faces looked scared, their breaths heavy. Then the giant oak towered over them, just like it did now. The vision shattered in an instant, leaving her heart pounding. The whispers grew louder and formed a single, deep voice. "You have come at last." Alara spun around, fear and excitement racing through her. Who's there?" she asked, her voice trembling. "We are the memory of Eldoria," the voice said, soft and strong at the same time. "We hold all the paths taken and all the paths forgotten." The bark of the oak slowly split, revealing a hollow glowing with soft green light. From inside, a figure appeared, made of mist, bark, and light. It was not fully human, yet it seemed alive. Its eyes were deep and old, filled with the memory of many seasons. "You know why I'm here," Alara said, holding the amulet tightly. "My parents, they came here. What happened to them?" For a moment, the figure said nothing. Then, in a voice that seemed to echo everywhere, it whispered, "They sought the truth, as you do now, and they paid the price." Alara's vision filled with new images. She saw her parents kneeling before the oak, offering the amulet. The roots of the tree rose like snakes, wrapping around the clearing. Light shone everywhere. And then the forest closed around them, not violently, but like it was holding them in an embrace. "They're gone," Alara whispered, her throat tight. "Not gone, bound," the voice said softly. The truth hit her like cold water. Her parents were still alive, but they had become part of the forest guardians or perhaps sacrifices to protect Eldoria. The amulet in her hand pulsed with warmth, almost like it was alive too. The forest seemed to lean closer, branches swaying as if waiting for her choice. Two paths appeared before her. One was bathed in soft sunlight, leading back to Oakhaven, back to safety, back to a life untouched by the forest. The other was dark, twisting deep into Eldoria, where the whispers were sharper, almost calling her forward. "Choose," the voice said. "Walk away and leave the forest secrets buried, or step into the heart of Eldoria, take your place, and restore what has been broken." Alara held the amulet tightly, her hands shaking. Fear clawed at her, but she remembered her parents' faces in the vision, calm, brave, and waiting. "I won't let their sacrifice be meaningless," she whispered as she stepped toward the darker path. Subscribe now for more update on part 2.